Hello, my name is Donna Lovette, and this is a situation I had to debate on whether or not I wanted to share this and have this go be publicized through the internet. It was a situation where I'm sharing with you, I will share with you how I experienced peace in the middle of one of the most violent experiences that I had gone through. And so I will share that with you. I was jogging one morning, by myself, and I was going through a park on the east side of Detroit. And while I was jogging, there was a man who ran up from behind me from out of nowhere. And before I knew, he grabbed me and he put a knife to my throat where I couldn't, move. And he couldn't get out of his grip. And he carried me to this vacant building that was boarded up wall, windows, horrible smell. I could see roaches, scurrying across the floor, this nasty rug on the floor. And my first thought was, oh my God, is this where I'm going to die? I had to be honest with you, that was my initial thought, but that was just a thought because immediately I began to pray. And I was surprised that this man let me do this, but I prayed out loud. One of those, Pentecostal kind of prayers. Lord, you saved the three Hebrew boys from the fire. Lord, you saved Daniel from the lion's den. You know what I'm saying? He allowed me to pray. I believe you're going to save me from this situation. I forgive this man before he even attempts to do anything. He knows now what he's doing. He let me pray for a while. But then when he was done, he said, are you done? And like he dismissed everything I just did. And he made me lay down on this nasty, filthy rug. And so I had to fight those thoughts where my family will never know where I am. How will they find me? I had to push aside those thoughts. And the way I was able to do that was this. I said, Lord, if I can just see your face, if I can know that you're with me, then I know I'm going to be okay. My body will be able to be healed, repaired. That can be restored. But if I can see your face and know you're with me, even here, then I know that I'm going to come out of this alive. So I told the gentleman, I said, there's nobody else in this building. You don't have to worry about me screaming and yelling. And I didn't. There was no yelling, there was no screaming, there was no kicking, there was no fighting at that point. All I did was just close my eyes and could find that place of quiet space. And as I closed my eyes, I could see the face of Jesus and his warm eyes of love. I could just see that. And I said, that's all I need to do. You're here with me, and I'm just going to focus on that. So all of a sudden, the room around me didn't matter. This man who was attempting to successfully rape me, it didn't matter because all I could see was his face, and I knew he was with me. And I know that it probably took the guy by surprise because here he is, this woman, she's calm, and I'm in this prayer position, so that probably, shocked him a little bit. And I'm just quiet. And he couldn't perform. He couldn't get an erection. And I know that there have been times when there have been women who have gotten beaten up when a guy has gone through all this planning to get you in this situation where he could rape you and then he couldn't perform. I've seen, for whatever reason, I've seen women get beat up, but that was not his response. His response, after about 3 times he tried, As then he stopped, he let me up. He started brushing I said, what is he doing? He started brushing the dirt off of my blouse, my shirt that I had on. And he let me up. And not only did he let me up, will you forgive me? Yes, yes. As I'm getting dressed to get ready to get out of here. Well, he even asked, can I see you again? My goodness. But at that point, it was like, you never know. Because, I run through this park on a regular basis. I didn't say it gleefully like that, but because I'm shocked at his whole response. And so, but I'm saying, you never know. You never know. But he let me out unharmed. And for me, it was the lesson out of it and the surprise for me was the ability to find a place of peace in the middle of that violent situation where my very life was in jeopardy. I was able to find peace. I was able to see the Prince of Peace and know that he had me and know that he was going to protect me and that all was well. It's that kind of peace that passes all understanding. It's even hard to explain. I'll share with other Christians and huh? But not only did I believe God saved me out of that situation, but my recovery from it, because you go through some stuff when you go through an attempted rape, an attempted assault. You know what I'm saying? You do. But my healing process from that was not as traumatic or as long as it can be for others because I knew God had me. You know what I'm saying? It was just amazing. Now I know that my experience is different from others that have experienced assault. I am not suggesting that this be something that you do. This is what I experienced. Your experiences will be different and has been different, and I don't minimize the fact that for some of you your abuse situation was a whole lot worse. I know that. But I just wanted to share with you my experience and the fact that I discovered the power of peace in that situation, which helps me even now to find peace in whatever I experience in life. I really pray that you find this helpful and inspiring. We've been doing a few videos on peace and how peace and experiencing God through peace in a variety of situations is just powerful. The word says, let peace rule in your life, rule in your heart. And I pray that this motivates you to want to discover how you can find that place of peace. God's no respect of persons. So what he did with me, he can do with you differently because we're different personalities. You know what I'm saying? Our lives are different, but it's the same God, same Prince of Peace. I hope this blesses you. And I look forward to our continued conversations in the days and the weeks to come. I pray that you experience peace in a way that you have never experienced it before. Until then, guys, be blessed.